Donald and Michele D'Amour, part of the family that owns the Big Y supermarket chain, are known for their generosity, particularly when it comes to education. But Catholic education has always been especially important to them. Over the years, they've contributed at the diocesan level as well as the college level, helping higher education remain true to Catholic teachings. This year, the D'Amour's generosity is being recognized on a national level by the National Catholic Educational Association. As Reel to Reel's Carolee McGrath reports, the D'Amours say they're simply sharing the good news with others.
He bothered the baby and made her cry.
It's easy to see that Michele and Donald D'Amour are naturals when it comes to kids. And that's not surprising. Both Donald and Michele were raised in strong Catholic families. They attended Catholic schools. They've passed on those Catholic values to their 5 children, and they say those values have always guided their decisions in the family business. Donald is Big Y's chairman of the board and CEO, a supermarket chain started by his father and uncle. Michele is Big Y's educational partnership administrator. The couple has been giving back to the community for years. They've focused on education, donating millions of dollars to both public and parochial schools. But Catholic education in particular is something near and dear to their hearts.
We were fortunate to have experienced Catholic education here in the Diocese of Springfield, and I think that played a vital role in who we are today. Besides learning reading, writing, and arithmetic, we also learned the foundations of our faith.
Donald D'Amour attended St. Rose de Lima School in Chicopee. Michele attended Our Lady of the Sacred Heart School and Cathedral High School, both in the Diocese of Springfield. The couple has donated more than $4 million over the years to Catholic schools.
The support for what's begun in the family is critical because there's so many distractions, there's so much noise out there today. To the extent that we, as all members of the church body, have an obligation to evangelize, it just seems to us quite natural that Catholic schools are an ideal place for that to begin to happen.
This year, that commitment to Catholic education has earned them the National Catholic Educational Association's highest honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce Donald and Michele D'Amour.
They were among 8 distinguished recipients of the 2010 St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Award. The awards were given October 4th in Washington, D.C.
Pope John Paul II said, "Faith and reason are like 2 wings on which the human spirit rises to the contemplation of truth." He called us all to action to educate both the minds and souls of our children.
St. Elizabeth Ann Seton was a convert to Catholicism and was the first native-born American to be canonized by the Roman Catholic Church. A widow left to raise 5 children, she was also an educator.
The NCEA is such a solid, major contributing organization to Catholic education that it is indeed an honor, but it's also humbling, quite frankly, because we know some of the folks that have done a heck of a lot more than we have that have been previously honored, so it's a big deal.
St. Michael, we stand together with you.
At the diocesan level, the D'Amours have helped make it possible for St. Michael's Academy to have a music program. Bishop Timothy McDonnell of the Diocese of Springfield says the D'Amours truly live their faith.
They're a fine, dedicated, and happy Catholic couple who have committed themselves and the goods God has given them to helping others. And you know, that's love of God and love of neighbor manifested right there in all they do.
In honor of their award, area Catholic school students sent the D'Amours some handmade cards of congratulations, a touching tribute to their ongoing support of Catholic education. Franciscan Sister of St. Joseph, Sister Andrea Suzuki, the superintendent of schools for the Diocese of Springfield, says the D'Amours have been a blessing to so many students.
We're very grateful. They are very dedicated to Catholic school education, products of Catholic school education, and very anxious to see this process, this whole mission sustained well into the future.
The D'Amours have not only been generous on the local level, but at the college level as well. They've donated more than $5 million to Assumption College in Worcester. Don graduated from Assumption in 1964. The D'Amours say they focused on higher education because they had a concern that Catholic colleges were losing their strong ties to the mission and not staying faithful to the teachings of the Catholic Church.
We have 5 children, and brought up our 5 children and seeing the disconnect in some of the colleges, we began to see of how they were kind of losing their mission, the Catholic colleges, and we both had read John Paul II's encyclical Faith and Reason, and we're kind of inspired by that, thinking, well, what small thing can we do to help them shift back on the center of their axis in terms of their mission for Catholic schools.
So 10 years ago, the D'Amours founded the Fides et Ratio grant competition for small Catholic colleges. They had the support of Francis Cardinal George, the Archbishop of Chicago, and the Lumen Christi Institute, which supports efforts to strengthen the teachings of the Catholic Church at the college level. After conducting the grant competitions on their own for several years, they partnered with the Faith and Reason Institute in Washington, D.C. to develop the Fides et Ratio seminars for faculty at Catholic colleges.
Our collaboration with the Fides et Ratio seminars, which has been supported by the D'Amours, has enabled us to reach out to an entirely new group and to evangelize Catholics themselves.
We all agree that the end game of the seminars and this faculty development project are our students, as is reflected in the mission motto, namely nurturing the souls of young men and women by strengthening Catholic liberal education.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
The couple awarded $1.5 million to Assumption College in Worcester for that school's Foundations of Western Civilization program. They also gave $4.2 million so that Assumption could establish a chair in Catholic intellectual tradition and to fund a speaker series. Together, these donations have strengthened this Catholic college's mission in offering a first-class college education that truly reflects the Catholic teachings. Assumption President Francesco Cesareo nominated the D'Amours for the NCEA Seton Award.
When I think of Don and Michele, I think that they embody what Pope Benedict said to the presidents of Catholic colleges when he visited the United States several years ago, that we are members of the missionary aspect of the church. That is to say, that we participate in the evangelization process that the church is so much a part of.
Cesareo says Don and Michele have touched and witnessed to far more people than they could possibly imagine. But they see it as simply living their faith.
Again, our faith is based on good news and it's tied into everything that we do, from taking care of our customers to our fellow employees to everything else we do in terms of charitable contributions also.
It is part of the fiber of who we are and part of how we choose to live our lives day to day, how we choose to live our marriage, how we choose to bring up our children, how we choose to work in the business that we're in. And it all kind of overlaps and intertwines because we have Jesus and Mary guiding us through our decisions.
And the D'Amours say they'll happily continue to do what all Catholics are called to do, to spread Christ's good news. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm Carolee McGrath.